Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 115. I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I do hope you guys are doing better than yesterday. Well, like you guys know, I made this video 10 minutes after day 114. So I'm still in the same clothes, still in the same personality, and still going through the same withdrawal. Nothing serious, just sweating absolute bullets. But getting to the video today, I want to talk about a story, right? Story about a lesson I learned over my life that was reflected to me in this experience. And obviously, this experience was went through when I was high, when I was relapsed yesterday. So, like you guys know, I mentioned that I take meth for a sole purpose to have fun, to have sexual gratification on the next level. And obviously, I have an addiction used to. I don't have addiction anymore because I don't depend on it. I had addiction to campsites. Don't really watch porn. Like to take things more realistic. Not a step higher, right? But it's still very bad because you're paying porn, which is horrible. Leaves you in debt and shit. But there are many campsites that's available to the public, and there are some well-known ones. And the one I picked for this specific day was Creamy. Now, I want to just inform you guys that if you believe that the girls on there are genuine to get to know you, to be your friend, to marry you, be your girlfriend, buy a house with you, then you're simply dreaming. Then you're absolutely simply dreaming because they are only there to steal your resources and take your time. So I'd rather you go into this camp. Actually, I'd rather you do not touch this shit. But if you do, just realize and notice that they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. They are there for your money. They will use any tactic to let you waste more time to chat with them, as that's how they get paid. So on this day, I went on the campsite and I talked to this girl. This girl I had been talking to for since I joined the site. But when I first met her, I thought she was different. There's just some girls on there that just simply are there to chat. And obviously they chat, obviously to still make money. So they still, in my opinion, don't give a shit about you. If you don't pay them, they're not going to chat with you. Who the fuck would do that, right? Unless you're freaking, Michael B. Jordan, whatever, some hot ass dude. But this girl appeared to be a friend. So I didn't, throw my pitch at her like, I'll send you some gifts or I'll try to spit some game, which is absolutely horrendous in an exchange, right? When they, do their thing. So I didn't go with that. I tried to have a normal conversation with her. And that's how it went for forever, pretty much. First it was once a week. Sometimes once a week is probably the max. And then sometimes once every month, because like I said, on that side, you're mainly there to have fun. You're not there to really talk. So I don't really spend time with her because I got to pay, and that's kind of stupid, right? So I don't really do that often. But I was on the site pretty often at one stage, like daily, pretty much, which is horrible because minutes are expensive, guys, and I don't have a job. So my point is, I have been talking to this chick for some time now. We have built some rapport, although I forgot most of the things we talked about because I simply didn't care. But this time come, I was high on meth. So I try to set my boundaries. Although when I first talked to her, she did mention that she does, have some fun on there too. So I set my boundaries. I pushed it a little bit. And I tried to get her into the mood and things, but then she just started acting a bit funny. She started acting a bit funny, and it was as if her true side started showing. It is as if her true side started showing, but at the same time, she can't really do anything about it because she wanted me to stay on there to earn the money. And this is absolutely how fake it is to be on that side. Of course, some people will just simply not take your shit and just leave you. There are some women on there who still have some decent values and principles. Not saying she doesn't. Not saying she doesn't, but she needed the money. I understand that. Everyone need money. I need money. Shit, if I had tits, I'll go on there too. That's not the point though. The point is, she started showing her true side. And I was confused. I was confused not because I was not prepared for this, but because I was not prepared for today. I was simply not prepared for today when my mind was not straight, when I forgot what I simply said to her 2 minutes ago. So I'm in this very weird position where I have my identity set because I had built a routine around this identity. But yet, there are still flashes of my past identities telling me to be a simp, telling me to be a simp because I used to be one. You know, I used to be pretty much kissing women's shoes, pedestaling girls, and etc. And I did for a long time because I was high. So, you know, you talk a lot and you like to be social. So I was on there for 5 hours, guys. 5 goddamn hours. Talking to the same girl for 5 hours. You know how that's not even possible? And that's just why you shouldn't do meth, because it's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely horrible to touch. So don't do it. But I was talking to her for 5 hours and she started showing her new personality. And I had the choice then to either leave because I don't want to invest more time into her, because not that I don't care, but because I don't want to be a nice guy that is not valuing my time and only valuing hers. And that was who I used to be. Although in the conversation, I still had my past identity come up and bite me in the ass many, many times. Because our past will always reoccur in our daily life. But it is the decision we make in the present, whether we want to be the person we had become or regress into our old self, that matters as a result. So at that time, of course, I made a lot of contradicting behaviors and actions based on my words and my behaviors. First, being high, and second, being unsure of her intentions, and third, being unsure about myself. But in the end, I made the decision to know that this isn't who I am. I'm not the simp. I'm going to set my boundaries. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be the person I have set out to be. So instead of acting in my own ways, I had acted in my new ways. And what had this led? What has led? What do you guys think this had led? This simply led to a different outcome. How surprising, right? How surprising, because I simply changed. I simply changed the environment, the situation, and the people involved. If I was my old self, simping over and over again, I may get the same result. Spend more time with her, invest more of my money into her, and she may be happy. She may have no regrets. She may, call me hot or whatever just to flatter me. But I simply stick to my guns and realize that this is not the right thing to do. What the fuck am I doing here overnight? Midnight. I was up all night till 6 a.m. I was like, this needs to stop. Like, what am I doing here? So I simply set the boundary, and this is it. This is it. I got out of my comfort zone. I got out of my comfort zone because I was unsure of myself, but I was sure of my identity, of who I had become. So I used that. I told her in my tone, in my identity, in who I am now. And she was confused. She was confused, but she also understood. She was confused and she also understood. And I kind of saw the reflection of a different outcome coming back to me. And how did that feel to me? I was confused too, guys. I was confused. I was not sure what to act because the outcome was new. The outcome was new to me, and I had no experience on how to deal with this. So, what does this mean? Is that outcome can change. Outcome can change. We can try it again, and we can get a different outcome if we change variables such as people, situation, and environment. If one of them change, there'll be a different outcome. If two change, a massive outcome will change. If all three variables change, then heck, you get a different story. It's a whole different story. So, what has this reflected back to me? What has this lesson taught me? This story. What does this story mean to you guys? Is that don't regress back to your old self just because you know how to handle it. Just because you know how to handle what you knew before. Because what you know before back then simply isn't all you know now. And what you know now may be and lead to a better outcome than what you know before. So understand that the moment you make the choice to better yourself, to improve yourself, don't let anyone or anyone's reaction defer you back to your old comfortable self because people don't understand you. And you may not understand yourself because you don't have a same answer. You had a different answer. You're not sure anymore. But don't let that stop you from learning because learning is just being unsure and finding the answer in uncertainty. And when that happens, you consolidate that new identity, and that will be you until the next milestone, until you progress up and up. But you'll always be pulled back from your past if you always seek the comfort in your past. So be uncomfortable. Expect a different outcome. Expect the story to change. Because only when the story changes do you know then you had improved as an individual. If your friends, your family still treat you the same, still talk to you the same, then you know for sure that you haven't moved since when you first met them. That is the hard truth, guys. If your family, if the people around you talk to you the same since you knew them, then you simply have not changed one bit. Not one single bit. So if you're going to say you read all this book, you're going to say you've done all this self-development stuff, if the people around you treat you in the same attitude, then all you had done is nothing. All you had done, you may just read it, but you didn't apply it into real life. Because if you apply the things you learn, if you were comfortable in the unknown, if you are being comfortable to get out of your old habits, then you will experience a different outcome. Yeah, guys, this has been my Saturday. I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I do hope you guys learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But till then, good night and stay safe.